Hi guys, this is Stuti Gugia. In case you are listening this voice for the very first time, you can go check out my social media links. And this is season 3 of Stuti Speaks. And as you all know, that my podcast is all about guest based. So today I have a very special guest with me whose name is Zaaria. Thanks, Zaaria, first of all, for saying yes for the podcast. Secondly, I'll give a bit intro, but I mean, she is that powerful woman who changed the law of India. Like, who can do that? And her story is being published on like many sites, many newspaper. I knew that it could be repetitive, but I know there are many people who needs this again and again, and that's why we connected. And I thought we can do it again. So over to you, Zaria. Can you tell like how you were that one strong woman all over India who changed the law? And like I know you are multi-talented, very beautiful, very smart, and you have your own business doing everything. Like I know that there are many qualities about you, but yeah, still handing it over to you. Can you give my audience a bit intro? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Hi, Stuti. Thank you so much for having me here and for all the kind words that you have mentioned right now. I hope I can be half of that at least currently.
नहीं
But
ये
thank
सारा
you.
सच है इसमें से कुछ भी कुछ भी
But
गलत नहीं है.
but thank you so much. Yeah, I know I don't know whether I can say I got the laws changed or it was God who decided to put me in this and be like, okay, you be the person who has to go through this and have these laws changed. But honestly, like if I look back, like this Feb 19th, it's actually gonna be 17 years.
Wow, wow.
And like I look at my son and I was looking at his old pictures yesterday when he was small and now he's like become really big. He's like 6'2", 16 years old, and I'm just like, where did this time pass? Like, how did it pass? It just seems so surreal at some point. So going back to what we're here to discuss, so I come from a very regular Indian family living in South Bombay, grown up in the South Bombay schools. I've been to college out there. All my friends are from South Bombay, like this side of town, and I've never known life to be like so disruptive. I didn't come from a family where my parents were fighting or screaming or like using curse words or it was I never saw that. So for me, whatever happened with me just seemed like it was a movie. And it was quite scary also at the same time because once I had to like fight my cases, then that reality hits you in that okay, this is real. This is not a movie. This is your life. You have to take charge of it. So many years back, it okay. I never felt that I could come out of it. To be honest, I never felt, and I spent so many years. I've almost spent 6 years actively going to court for Muhammad's custody, and the other four, it wasn't as active as the family court, but I still had to go to court. I still had my cases open, and then post my cases, which I practically won in the Supreme Court and the family court and the High Court. It was my passport issue. So the
Okay.
first case, yeah. So the judgment that I think usually people see, it's a landmark judgment, is something to do with I, I don't want to use the wrong words, but I believe that before, before my case, the Indian law didn't permit women to file for alimony post their divorce.
Okay.
It's something like that, and it changed, saying that a woman who's also what you call file for divorce can much later also file for alimony. It's something like that. It's a landmark, and it's just better if someone googles it and reads it exactly what's written.
Yeah, sorry. So I'm really sorry to cut you off. थोड़ा सा ना intro देते हैं about to the listeners, like what exactly happened with you. I don't want to go into details because I know it was not that good part, but yeah, what
So
exactly happened?
yeah,
Yeah.
so I was married in 2006, and the marriage didn't last for more than 9 months. And the man that I was married to was highly abusive, also cunning, and he has a criminal mind. So he always worked like 10 steps ahead. And I'm just a normal person with a normal family background, not thinking so much. Also had no idea that this person can be so crazy and like pre-plan every single thing. And unfortunately, he also had help from a family member from my side of the family who wasn't on good terms. It was just like I had no help from anywhere and had no idea about court cases. I had no about lawyers. I didn't know who was fooling me. I was so naive and stupid back then that I was trusting people so easily. So it never occurred to me that your own blood can also throw you under the bus. It never occurred to me that people can lie and cheat when it comes to at a professional level, like lawyers. I had to change 4 lawyers before actually I got a good lawyer. My FIR wasn't filed because they kept telling me that you have to pay 1.5 lakh to file an FIR, even though now I know that you do not. You just have to go to the police station and they'll just take your statement. But because this guy had bought every single person from the lowest to the highest, I didn't have anything.
Okay, okay, got
And
it.
for me, it was like, how much bribe are you supposed to pay for your own child? Like, do you put a number on your child? So I literally, I think, only prayed to God. My parents are very God fearing, and they would constantly keep praying and being like, like God's gonna take care of this, God's gonna, and prayers of people who actually helped me, because there was just no way and I didn't want to pay that bribe, because I was treating my child as a part of me, whereas my ex and everyone connected to them were troubling me, harassing me, and making it look like my child was just a piece of furniture, like how you move around according to your own whims
Hmm.
and charms. For me, it was not that. So for me, I put my blood and sweat to make sure that my son was taken care of to the fullest in whichever way I could. And slowly, 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 it took me 4 years to actually make my case super
Hmm.
strong,
Hmm.
because every lawyer before that kept taking bribe from my ex and
Hmm.
kept putting kept messing up my case or not showing to up to court. Like, I've actually gone to court and
Hmm. Hmm.
spoken to the judge saying that I don't have a lawyer, because my lawyer
Oh.
just decided not to turn up. So a lot of things happened. So
Hmm.
my last matter was in the Supreme Court, which was the domestic violence matter, which I finally filed because my lawyer, he was very adamant, and he's like, your case is a black and white case. I also got my hospital files from Dubai. So when I had my hospital files, there was full proof that she was bleeding yesterday but brought in today. That means that a whole day you bled this person. I could have bled to death.
Okay.
So many things could have happened, right?
Hmm.
But basically, that one hospital slip saved, I think, my life, my cases, because I was begging for 4 years. No one listened to me. No one took in consideration that I was married to an animal. Not even an animal. I feel like animals also take care of their children. It's unfair for me to say animal. I was married to a monster, basically. And
Hmm.
one felt the need that they needed to help me. There were so many like small talks. It was chaos. So this coming back to the Supreme Court judgment. This was, I think, in 2014. I remember my lawyer called me saying congratulations, and I was like, "What?" He's like, "You have turned the system," and I'm just like, "I can't understand what you're saying." He's like, "I wasn't in the country. It was my first holiday. I'd gone with my dad and my sister after all these years." He's like, "You have gone." You have changed the system. The Supreme Court has made a ruling that now a woman can file for divorce, or a woman can file for alimony even after being divorced. And I was like, okay, wasn't that there in India already? And he's like, I guess it wasn't. And his lawyer was like, she belongs to a very well to do family, so I don't have to give any money. And the judge was like, even if she was a princess, you still have to take care. But the best part is, till date, I haven't gotten a single penny. One, like, if you write it on Google, you will see that my name is plastered on so many cases. My case is written on for so many people's what is that? It's called something.
Case
Uh
study?
yeah, case study.
Study.
But the only person who's not got a single penny has been me and my kid. So
Okay.
there is no way this man can ever turn around, because he has said a lot of things, and like, now because I've been so public about it, and I'm like, no one can come around and tell me, oh, she did something, which people have said for so many years. They're like, oh, he said this, and so bad of him. He called you like this, and then you wanted this, and you wanted that. I was like, it's really funny how he's saying that I wanted a Mercedes car, and I wanted this, and I wanted that. I was like, but in the court files, he says that he's very poor, and I belong to a very rich family.
Hmm. Hmm.
Are you understanding? And and one thing I have always stuck by is that you have to say the truth of your
True.
life, of where you are. If you don't say that, I feel like you're never going to succeed. And the only thing I always stuck was the truth. All my petition, all not even petitions, all my he had petitioned, I hadn't petitioned. All my what you call replies literally had copy paste of exactly what had happened. In the family court, he lied because he wanted my kid's custody, and he was wanted to trouble, saying that she belongs to a very poor family, she's mentally retarded, she's unstable, and then he's like, he has a hectic social life. So the lawyer is like, if someone who's mentally challenged, how do they have a hectic social life? There's no balance. Like, you
Hmm.
can just lie and lie and lie.
Contradictory statements
Yeah,
completely again and again.
every paper was contradictory. Like, it had become into a joke amongst my lawyers and my junior friends at that time who were studying law, saying that this man and his, like, what is wrong with them, hasn't haven't his lawyers also read it, the petition. And in the criminal court where I filed for my domestic violence, he's written on in those papers that I belong to a very rich family, I have no money. So the best thing, just one that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's completely okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the court, when he's written all of this, back in the family court, the first thing that the my lawyer says is that this is the DV petition, and this is the custody petition. And if you read both the petitions, you will find 100 contradicting statements. And this is my client's petition, so it's up to you to decide. Literally, the judge has laughed. The
Hmm.
judge is like, "What is this? Like, is this like are you all making a joke or what?" And that's how I won Muhammad's custody.
Custody. And that
Yeah.
finally changed the law like completely. Like you can, I mean,
Yes.
anybody can do that now.
Yeah, yeah. So now anyone, if you in the Supreme Court, when they're using like anyone can file for alimony, I think, post their divorce. You don't have to do it for before. All the women have the right. It doesn't matter where they come from, whether they're working, not working, whether they are what you call it. They have one hand, three hands, five head. It just doesn't matter.
Okay.
Every woman has the right to ask for money for the child.
Child. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, I would want to ask you one thing. I know the process has been very traumatic as well. Like mentally, बहुत ज़्यादा draining हो जाता है. Even more than like physically, obviously going to courts and everything. I want to ask you, yeah, like what were your major two, three learning in the process? Like maybe about Indian legal system, or maybe about like life in general. Like what you think I mean, whatever you want to give your inputs as significant inputs.
Firstly, to begin with, our Indian system is terrible. Like, it's terrible. Like, I have no words. Our judicial system is the worst. I don't know why it's still so bad after having so many issues, like there are rape issues, there's child marriage, there's abuse, there's domestic violence, there's the murder cases. Like, everyone just seems to be going scot free. Like,
Hmm.
we are living in such a blind, basically, who has the power of money is the one who's winning, which
Hmm.
is so unfortunate, because then when people at the bottom are asking for help, then it becomes into revenge. It doesn't become into I have to fix something. Then
Hmm.
it turns into revenge. So those people who have been hurting end up getting some amount of money or something. Then it just goes into revenge.
Hmm.
So instead of
True.
actually fixing the system, people are just like, our system has already collapsed.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
feel like there are a handful of people who actually from inherently care about our system. So that's one thing that I've learned.
Hmm.
Second thing I've learned in life is that it's very fragile. So to make sure that you make right decisions, even though those right decisions at times I think can be wrong.
Hmm.
Because I felt I was making a right decision, but I was fully wrong about it. And going ahead, there are so many decisions which I probably take, and I'm like, oh God, okay, I shouldn't have. But thankfully, off late, it's tomorrow is going to be exactly 17 years, and that's the best decision I took, was to literally cut
Hmm.
the man off from my life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was the best decision I made. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I don't know how. There was nothing. I was just like, I am not going to go back. I am just not going to go back. I told my parents also, I said, I don't want to keep me. Don't keep me. I'll go live on the streets, but I'm not going to go back. I
Hmm.
was that clear.
Hmm. Yeah, obviously you can't live with that much of toxicity around. And anyways, it's like तुम कुछ
It
भी
was
कर लोगे,
it was
but
not
you
just
can't
it was
live.
not just toxic. That
Hmm.
thing is that when people are like verbally toxic,
Hmm.
he was everything. He was crazy.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
his third wife also contacted me in the middle of lockdown because he beat her up a lot and she didn't know anything because she's not from India.
Oh,
She had no
okay. He
idea
he
about.
got married after you twice, like after you tried. Oh
Because
my
he
God.
had to prove to the world that I am such a nice man. His last wife has
Hmm.
ruined that for him. People didn't
Hmm.
believe me. Lots of people, even till she didn't come out, there were lots of people who were like, we never believed Zaria. We thought she was making up. He looks like such a good man. Like, he's so sweet, but the so sweet was only outside to show 10 people. His wife, his third wife was like, I know what I was going through. And none of them believed. And now she has him by his
Hmm.
very, very well.
Oh my God.
So
Oh my God.
I I was like, I don't want to take her name or anything. I was like, whatever you want to do, go for it.
Your call. I took mine and I'm happy. I
Yeah,
took mine. Yeah.
yeah, and for her, she finds it even more scary because she is like older to me.
Hmm.
And she's like, you were dealing with this at such a young age. Like, you were
Hmm.
dealing with this such a young. She's like, I just can't understand at such.
Yeah, I think you were very young to.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. So,
Yeah,
yeah, we were talking about like how young you were. I think 21, 22.
I was 20.
Oh my God. You got married when you were 19, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
That is
was.
too young.
It was 2 months for me to turn 20, and then I had my kid also when I was 20. So everything happened in that 1 year. In
Hmm.
those 9 months, I got married, I got pregnant, I got separated. All three.
कितनी fast forward life थी, everything in just one go. But anyways, how has life been now? Like, how do you see? I mean, obviously, इतना सब कुछ ने have must have taught you a lot. But how was your journey after that? Like with people around your support system and everything. How was that?
My parents and my close friends and my siblings are literally been, I think, my son obviously have been like my support throughout, like no doubt about it. There were people who came in my life and left and then probably again came back. My extended family, they've not been the nicest, and I frankly at this point I don't even care. It's just reached that point where that you can do something, you can be something. You've not let all your issues drown you. And when it comes to, I think, like extended family, they enjoy it when you're drowning. So moment
True.
you're flourishing, I think it happens in every
True.
family. It's not new. And I've been like talking to people and they're like, dude, it happens in us also, so you're not. And I was never vocal about it, but I just reached a point where I was like, okay, this has to stop. Like, now if you don't stop, then I'll become that monster for you. Because it's like, now it's done. Like, if it's written, I think, in history also, if someone is oppressing you, it's your fault if you're letting them oppress you. You have to jump on them, and it's reached that point. So I've been pretty good. I'm very thankful to God for everything that he's like now done for me, and been around, and I've learned all my lessons in life, and now I'm just teaching my life lessons to my son, saying, hey, listen, I made this mistake, you're going to make it, because the age gap between us is not so much. So we are
Ah.
still growing up together. So feel like at times I feel like I'm living my teens through him.
I think
Yeah.
you guys are more friends than parents.
Yeah.
I see your pictures and I have that vibe like you guys are friends and you have a good relationship. हाँ
Yeah,
थोड़ा
yeah.
बहुत तो teenage वाला होता होगा with kids. I can understand, but I don't think it's that much.
Yeah, he like I'm apparently his best friend after I have my best friends. So when he was much younger, I'm like, no, you have to make your best friends also. But yeah, it's more like a sibling than friends,
Yeah.
honestly. It's not. And I have to keep telling him, listen, I'm not your sister. I don't care who tells you what. I'm not your sister. I'm your parent. So you stop taking me for a ride. Because his behavior with me and my two sisters is the same. Me, my sister, and my mom. There's no difference only because my mom also doesn't look old. So
I've seen that. Yeah.
yeah, so he cannot, when he was younger, he could not tell the difference. Like who's actually a mom, who's a grandmother,
I
nothing.
know it's a Masi. Yeah, I have
Yeah,
like I've seen your guys like your pictures, Sumya and you and your mom, and you all look actually you all look young as well. मतलब बहुत ही same age के लगते हो. Maybe yeah, your mother is slightly older, but ऐसा पता
yeah,
नहीं चलता.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
great, yeah, great to listen your story. And the most important part is like I mean, still inspiring people to come out of those abusive relationships because like उस time ना वो निकलना बहुत difficult हो जाता है. But the stories like you inspire people, right? I
Thank you.
think that's the
Yeah,
most.
it is. It's, honestly, when people keep telling me, you're such an inspiration, at some point, in my head, I'm just like I don't see myself as that. I don't know how to explain it. It's very difficult for me to feel like someone's getting inspired by me because I was in this shit place where, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I was in a terrible place where I didn't have anyone to look towards. It was so many years back. I never had anyone I could like look up to or be like, okay, if this person could walk out, so could I. It's in the past few years after social media being so active and people are actively coming out and speaking about their stories that have probably happened 20 years back is when I'm like, okay, like this is how people are looking at me now.
Right, right, got it. Got it. So, like, on the as we are reaching towards the end of the podcast, is there any specific message you want to give to people who are listening? Like, you want to encourage them? Anyways, I'll be posting all your details on social media and stuff. But yeah, any major takeaways that people can have from this conversation?
I feel like firstly people should educate themselves. All the women, they should study. They should be something first before you be with somebody else. I feel like that is the thing because even if the relationship does not work out for whatever reasons, at least you have something of your own.
True.
And I
To
think
go back to.
that's a very big thing which I think people forget, that we need to be somebody by ourselves before we could be somebody else. And also, yesterday I was just thinking to myself, like how they keep saying that uh, if you teach a fish how to climb a tree, it's still not going to learn because the fish does not have the tools to climb a tree.
True.
I
True.
think it's the same when it comes to good people and bad people. No matter how good we are with people, if they are bad, they are going to treat us in a certain way, and that's not our fault, and it's definitely not our lookout. And I
True.
think for so many years, I would keep thinking that because I am inherently a nice person in whichever way, because there's a checkbox of what good people are. They don't harass, they don't get into issues, they don't talk, they don't belittle, they don't put people down, and I feel like I possess all those qualities. But no matter how much I have been a good person to other people, I've all been treated badly. And I kept thinking for so many years, okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong. And like this year, I've just reached that when I was like, no, I'm not the one at fault out here. I have done every single thing in the rule book, by the book, to be a good person. If you cannot see it, that's not my problem. And if I've
That's so
said
true.
something and I've done something, tell me. I will apologize. I'll own up to what I've done or
True.
said, which is never
True.
the case, to be honest. in,
Right.
in
Right.
all of 2020, I must have gotten so many apologies. Just like, okay, great.
Yeah, it happens. And the one thing you said is really nice. Pehle khud you can do something. And India में it's not taught to girls. Like I think more girls should be taught like do your own stuff and like
Yeah.
manage your own. Even not a home, at least manage your workspace, manage your buy something for yourself so that you can go back to the things you. And I learned it also late because otherwise there is a lot of codependency that is created, and where
Yeah.
is, yeah, you will suffer on that. But yeah, amazing, amazing talking to you, Zaria,
Thank
and I'm so so happy. I'll be happy to release this podcast with you. So thank you so much, and
Yes.
thanks for being here. Thank you
Please
so
let
much.
me know when you release it so I'll tag it. I don't end up seeing Instagram so much, but you can WhatsApp it to me.
I will do that for
Okay.
sure, for sure. Thank you
Okay.
so much,
Thank
and
you so
see
much.
you. And for listeners, you can stay happy, stay blessed, and most importantly, stay grateful. I'll see you another one. Bye. Bye.
Bye.